compete right now, I think says a lot about how good maybe he is early in his career. His explosiveness, his understanding of the position, and his intelligence on top of it. You're talking a young man that comes in as a 3/8 student already. So I think you couple all that together and you see him having the ability to learn and grow really fast in our system. But I'm really impressed with Michael. He's had a really good fall camp, and to say he came out of nowhere, I don't know if that's fair, but I think we all had really good expectations for him. But to be where he's at this soon, especially competing for playing time and competing to be a factor for us, that's been really impressive to all of us as coaches.
Matt, there's a lot more depth behind Montgomery this year. He kind of, I don't know if it's fair to say he wore down last year, but he did get injured in November. Do you utilize that depth more early on to assure that he's fresh in November this year?
Yeah, well, I think if anybody told David he wore down, he'd be upset. So we won't do that. But I think the reality of it is you know, if you look at our team a year ago, there's two guys that we have great confidence in, Johnny Lang and certainly with Kene, if you look where he was at the end of his freshman year. And both those guys weren't available to us. You know, both guys injuries and dealt with injuries. And so now you get two guys back that at least have health. And one of the things I think in fairness to those guys is those guys are earning the right to play as well. And you know, I think the position at that running back position, if you just have one guy, that's really hard. And, you know, we're fortunate because you got Mike Warren, who certainly had great success. You know, you look at what the talent of those two other young men that I've already mentioned, and then Sheldon Croney. You know, I think if you talk about growth in our program from really, I thought saved us last year at the end of the football season, came in, stepped in, played great football, had a tremendous spring, had a great fall camp. Then I think you feel really confident in that group as a whole. And so, you know, again, I know there's only one football, but I think the reality of it is those guys are earning the right to play as well. And so instead of saying, man, we're trying to save David, we feel like, gosh, we've got some really good options, and how do we continue to, you know, put those guys in the best position to help our team be successful.